Hello and welcome to What's in Your Online Teaching Toolbelt, where today we will look at Whiteboard.fi. My name is Sarah Wood and I'm an educational technology consultant from the Kent ISD, and I love learning and sharing with others, so feel free to connect with me at any of the places where you can find me online. So let's take a look at Whiteboard.fi. When you come to the website, it's very easy to get started. You don't even need to create an account. If you don't want to, simply click on the New Class button and give yourself a name, and then press the Create New Class button. So once you have created your class, you can see that you're brought to a very simple dashboard. And with this, you can choose to copy the URL to share with your students, or give your students the room code up at the top, or even show a QR code that they could scan to get into your class. Once you have your information copied for how you would like your students to join your class, simply click on the Toggle My Whiteboard button. This brings you to your whiteboard where you can start creating. So here's an example of a whiteboard that I created. And this shows a model of a feather and bowling ball falling in a vacuum. And what I would like students to do is to use red or blue arrows to label the forces on the objects. So by simply coming up and using the drawing tool, I can choose the color I would like, and I'll stick with that blue. And as a student, I would simply draw arrows on my whiteboard after the teacher had pushed it out to me. So from the student point of view, when I go to Whiteboard.fi, all I will need to do is click the Join Class button, enter my room code, and click the Join Class. So now I can see that I have entered Mrs. Wood's room. I'm going to type my name in here and join that whiteboard class. And you can see that there isn't anything on here right now. So if I go back over to my teacher board, you'll see that I need to press the push button in order to push that whiteboard out to my students. So I click the push, and then I have a couple of options. This whiteboard only has one page, so it doesn't matter if I do all pages or current page only. I'll just click the current page only. And I'm going to push it to students as a background. This will eliminate them from moving any of the objects that I have already placed on the screen. So just takes a couple of seconds. Then we go back over to our student board. So you can see now it is on my whiteboard as a background as a student, and I can choose my colors and begin drawing my arrows to show those forces. Much like when we first got into our whiteboard, you can toggle that whiteboard view, which will allow you to see what students are doing. So if I click on the Toggle My Whiteboard, I can then see my student 1 and see what each student is working on. If there were multiple students in my class, they would all show up here with their current work that they have on their whiteboard. Simply click the Toggle My Whiteboard button to go back to your teacher screen. Anytime you make any changes, you will need to click that push button to push that out to students. So that is a brief overview of Whiteboard.fi. I hope you have fun learning, exploring, and creating with your students.